glass of water.
Yeah, fuck. Oh, I watched the whole thing,
Yeah.
boys. I sent you guys the link. I was
Yeah.
like, he's on fire right now. I'm
Yeah.
like, he's so funny right now.
Yeah, that was probably one of his best like off the cuff little. Hey, here you go, guys. I'm gonna give you a little story.
And then all the critics were like his odd rant about West Point, the ramp thing.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting how they have to keep like harping on him stuff. It's like, yeah, if he ran down there and I watched all the late night hosts saying, you know, just making fun of him about it, which is fine to make fun, but it comes from a hateful place.
Well, it's also funny that they try to take any jab at him, but nothing with Joe Biden. It's like Joe Biden fucks up way more than
Did you
Trump.
see that Joe Biden ad? I don't even know if it's an official ad. Drink water, I think. Let's see here, videos. Yeah, he can run and drink water, and it just shows him running around the White House with Obama. And then it shows Trump doing this, and then, you know, slowly walking down the ramp. And then at the end, it goes,
30 seconds.
you know, Biden, he can run and drink water.
That's a real ad?
I don't know if it's a real ad. I mean, it says here.
Because there is one that I saw on Facebook, and I remember I laughed because I thought, oh, this has to be a joke. And then it was sponsored by Joe Biden.
Look at him. He's just
10
walking
seconds.
very slowly. This is a... Are we on...
No
wait.
way.
Are we live?
Right now.
Hey, Jesus, Murphy.
This thing. Oh,
I didn't
turn it
realize
off. Turn it
was
off.
so
We get,
quick.
you guys don't want to know what he was watching.
On
It had to do with
today's
goats.
program,
Has to do with goats.
As COVID cases skyrocket, contact tracers are told not to ask if you've been to a protest. We will take a look at the news. What I mean is the news about the noose. Haven't we heard the story before? Later, is racism being weaponized? Facebook is caught censoring, and Trump gingerly walks down a ramp. That's right. This is Emergency Exit. This is episode 161. Today is June 24th, 2020. It is again 10 on 10 in our floating tin can, far above the world. That's right. I'm Los. You can follow me on Twitter at That's Right Los. Joining me, as always, is Father Davey himself, the holy Hispanic, David Aguilar.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody. Hold the
Making
applause.
sure
Hold the
that
applause.
we were going live at the right time. I thought it was like 5 minutes till 10 a second ago. Is Brandon the Hard Hat Mitchell?
Man, y'all scared me there.
I
My
know.
heart still, I'm
Well,
like,
because
no,
your watch the timer thing
On the iPad, yeah.
disappeared, or it was like 5 minutes off.
Something.
Yeah.
It's like
And
I don't
you
know.
didn't hear me 30 seconds?
I thought that was
15
when you were
seconds?
going live on Facebook.
I thought you meant I thought you meant like kind of like a suggestion. I thought
okay, yeah.
thought you were
Well, it's-
suggesting, hey, you know, you guys want to take about 30 minutes, you know.
Yeah, I mean, we do
Welcome
run a
back.
real loose ship here, you know. So
Welcome back to the show. We are live again on Facebook, YouTube, and Channel 10, and here we are. Today we're going to be talking about a bunch of stuff. We got a lot of things to talk about, but first, let's do another Brew World
Yes.
Order. That's right.
There you go.
I'm getting laughed at.
Misfire.
Let's do another Brew World Order. If he can find the right sound.
Ooh, these are
I
nice
swear
and
that thing said like 9:55 or something.
It's the Brew World Give me the brew and give me the brew.
Yo, we are drinking once again the Blood and Honey, which we just drank maybe 10 episodes, 12 episodes
It was about
ago.
4 months ago. 4 or 5 months ago.
It may have been 4 months ago or so. I was looking for a thing about it, but it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Let's read what it says on the can. An unfiltered, deep golden ale, brewed with malted two-row barley and wheat. Finished with a blood orange peel, Texas honey, and a blend of spices. And I remember drinking this. I gave it a 3. That's right. This has 7% alcohol by volume for every 12 ounces.
Ooh.
How do you like that sound?
Ooh.
Let's,
There's a similar sound, but
cheers to y'all. It tastes like Indian food to me. Like the way Indian food smells.
Whoa.
Like curry. It's got, like, it's very floral. It's got the spices. I can smell the taste of spices. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with my. I may give it a couple points more or less. But Brandon, what do you think of this beer once again?
I'm saving this for my my first taste right here.
Here we go. ASMR. Whoop.
Oh, it's got like a cinnamon finish or something in there, or like something. I don't know. I feel like it's kind of out of season though. This is like a Halloween beer. But fuck, that's kind of good, man.
You know what? I'm gonna be 100% honest. This isn't as good as I remember it.
Maybe because you had it like in on the tap, and
I think so.
well, let him finish this thing real quick.
Oh man, I got to give this like a 4.3.
Still
That's
rather
right.
high. Okay,
Yeah.
so you like it.
Yeah.
All right, what do you think there, David?
I'm gonna give it just a 3.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I was going on and on about the beer before the show because I remember loving this beer. This does not taste as good as I remember it.
You hyped it up.
I
That's what you
hyped
did.
it up. I really did. I really, really did. That's my bad. Maybe I hyped myself out of it, but yeah, I'm sorry, Revolver.
Well, that's
3.
too bad. Because
Damn.
I'm also going to give it a 3. That's right. Which is what I gave it last time. It's just, it's not that good. Revolver makes some good beers.
They do.
This
They
ain't
really
one
do.
of 'em. Jeez.
Damn it.
Sorry about that, Revolver.
Yeah.
That's another brew world. That's right.
I'm so sad right now. Because I was expecting your mind to be blown.
Yo.
I'm feeling the vibes.
Welcome to another episode of Emergency Exit Podcast. You guys are our favorite. This is your one-stop shop
Yes.
for libertarian speak, where we talk about politics and culture the way we see it.
Yes.
If you guys want to give us a call, the number will be listed right down there. There it is, right there. It is 875
830.
830-875-0637.
Yeah.
I knew it. I busted out my open road Stetson today.
I think it's funny that I decided not to wear a hat and you are wearing a hat today.
I always wear a hat lately, so that's just how we're gonna be.
I feel like I cut my hair recently, so I was like, let's let it loose.
What happens if your mom caught you out there riding? What would happen if your mom caught you?
Me personally,
Yeah,
she'd beat the shit out of me.
she'd beat the shit out of you, right?
Every 4'9" of her, she would beat the shit
pull
out
off
of
her
me.
zapato
You
and-
dance, you get the chancla and pa, que chingadas haces, mijo, vente para acá. That's what she would do.
Pinche. Let's watch a video of just that. Once it's ready to go.
Nope. You gotta call
Before we do
her.
that, let's get the caller. It's probably Rob. You're on the air.
Hello?
caller. You're on the air.
Yeah, it's Rob.
Rob, I thought
Hey,
you stopped
finally,
watching us,
dude. I
dude.
missed you, bro.
Well, no. I've been watching y'all, even though I ain't been calling in, because
Ooh.
y'all have some insane people. But really,
Can you turn 'em up?
one of the first things you said tonight, you're still claiming to be a libertarian. You guys got to get off that. Just come on, man. You guys are
We're
not
not going to let you
libertarian.
dictate what we are. We know what we are. We know where we stand.
No,
I'm
you can call
libertarian.
yourself that, but anyone that watches your show knows you're foxglad. I mean, come on, dude. You're not a libertarian. You're a hard right wing.
Super right wing.
You know, I won't call you a nut because I know you're a little bit more
Didn't you
intelligent.
watch
But
the show last
I
week when
still
we
to this
talked about
day-
police
Yep.
unions? And
I think so good of you two guys that I really think y'all are an act. I do not think.
Ooh.
I think you're way too intelligent to believe what you believe.
well, thank you for saying we're intelligent. Thanks for your call, Rob.
Yeah.
Have a good day.
And we're an act. I like being an act. I never thought of us as an act.
I'm sick of Rob. Like, if he's gonna call us and try to play this game, like, oh, we're an act. Like, I can't. I'm not gonna let him do that anymore to us. And you know, if he's not gonna, he's strictly just. He calls us evil. He says we're far right. We're not that.
No, not even close.
And you know, it's an insult. Like, what if I called him or insisted that he was something that he says he's not? Like what if I was a transgender woman and I wanted to be called a woman and he goes, no, you're a man, you know, like, you got a penis. It's like, dude, you're doing the same freaking thing as that, and that's evil. I'm telling you what I am. I don't care how you perceive me. I know how I feel on the inside. And Rob, you can call back later when you stop being a dick face.
Well, and it's also like, again, yeah, don't tell us what we are. If like bring up the discussion. What do you think a libertarian is? And I'm pretty sure we would define it almost the same way. It's like, just don't tell me you're this and you're that. Like, either way, it's bad. I hate it when people do that.
We talked to Brian Govatos.
Govatos.
And I was like, nothing's more insulting when somebody's like, man, why, you know, you're so smart. Why would you vote for this guy?
Yeah.
Like, that just shows your ignorance and how you are not in touch with anybody. Like, you obviously don't even know one person that's not on the left. You know, you obviously don't know that person. We're like the only person you know. And I'm fine with losing you as a viewer because you're not our demographic anymore. We don't have a far left person that you agree with all the time. And we may have things that you agree with. But nowadays, we're sticking to the libertarian thing. He's a little bit more conservative than me, but
I have to be.
That's okay.
The darker I get, when I'm more tan, I'm more conservative because I got to balance it out. So the lighter I get, the more left I get. So you got to keep it even. You got to keep it even. That's why I got so many tattoos, because I get light every now and then.
Let's go back to that video where your mama caught you riding.
Get him, mama. Get him.
This is an old video, though, right? Is this a recent one? Because I've seen one like this.
I don't know how recent it is. This was just something that popped up on my Facebook feed. That
no, because I've definitely seen this.
You know,
one.
so let me talk about Facebook now for a second, because that video's over. Let me, you know, so many times am I seeing my friends saying, "Oh, I'm using the snooze button and unfollowing people like crazy." Now, I know that our former host said that he doesn't do that to anybody, which is probably true, but I'm seeing that a lot with people. And literally what that means is that you disagree with somebody that's your friend, that you will suppress their freedom of speech. Now, it doesn't mean like they don't have the freedom to speak, but you're oppressing them and preventing them from getting to you.
There's a word
like
for
learning.
that in the American language.
Yeah, I can't remember.
They're called
what it is.
pussies.
It starts with an F.
Well,
A fascist?
Well, I'm
maybe?
thinking about the P word because honestly,
pussy fascist?
yeah. Well, because the thing is, right? We live in a culture where everybody's hashtagging hustle mentality, this and this and that, trying to be all this, right? Like, you can't mess with me and all this stuff. But at the same time, we're in the same culture that's bitching about everything, crying about, oh, you hurt my feelings because of a news, because of a word, because of the this and that. It's like, dude, come on. Like, so many people I meet who bitch about all this stuff are just little kids who have never struggled before. And that's all they do. Oh, I'm going to unfriend you because I don't like what you said. When I was bullied as a kid and I was picked on as a kid and being kicked on the floor for being short and dark, it's not like I could be like, oh, well, let me get taller and change my skin color. No, I put up with that shit. Made me a better person. So someone who does that kind of stuff just shows, oh, you're a pussy.
Yeah, and you can't take anybody else. It's a fascism. It's fascism in its purest form. You don't like what somebody says, therefore you're going to now listen. That's a good thing. I mean, it's not a good thing that you're fascist, but like people that didn't like Howard Stern back in the day kept listening to him, and they would complain about him being on the air when they can just turn off the radio, right? But these are your friends. These aren't just listeners of your show. These are your friends that express a different meaning or a different feeling. And now it's not like it's Howard Stern talking about lesbians and sex.
Yeah.
It's someone that has a different idea of what or whose life actually matters, or what Black lives actually matter.
I
or whatever.
think it was Jocko Willick or someone I was listening to this week who, you know, he was saying how there's a lot of people who don't agree with the things that he says. And you know, this guy's fought in many wars, fought for this country. And he was like, yeah, there's a lot of people who disagree with me. And yeah, this and that. He's like, and I'm fine with that because that's what I fought in this country for. So you can have the right to disagree with me. Yeah, and I thought that was so smart.
Like, this is what we stand for here. We don't like what you say, but we will fight to the death for you to be able to say it. That's lost on that's lost on the left. It's
a lot, yeah.
It's lost on there. Like, listen, but people will still fight and probably debate and say, well, yeah, I mean, I still want him to be able to say that. I just don't want to hear that anymore.
Well, and it's like even
Fair enough, right?
even someone like Rob, you know, it's not that we don't want to hear your thoughts. It's just that it's almost like a filibuster. Like it just seems like we're not making headway in this discussion. So it's better just to kind of like separate for right now and see where we're at. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Are these recent?
Ooh, what's this?
Desiree, just not like a minute ago. That's why I pulled it up. It's pretty relevant.
Let's see.
You
I
wanna
saw a
read
meme recently that said something like, "It's not that I don't like your opinion. It's that I want your opinion coming out of your mouth. It's that I want your opinion coming out of your mouth. Carlos, I don't always like your opinion, but I respect you and I will hear it out." Well, thank you, Desiree.
Thank you.
And Erin says, "That's my hometown's brewery, Revolver." Oh, yeah, she's right now in Colorado somewhere.
Ooh, very nice.
Where's this from, by the way?
This is
Did you find-
Austin. I think this is in Austin. Yeah, Austin, Texas.
Oh, well, yeah, because she's from...
Granbury, Texas.
Yeah, Granbury,
actually.
Texas. There
Yeah.
it is.
Okay, Granbury. Geez, what's under that? What else did Desiree say down there? She's got another one here. We're just reading some. We're reading some. What do they call these things?
My diary.
My
Comments?
diary. Sorry, I want my opinion coming out of your mouth. Yeah, see,
Correction
that's
of what she said. Yeah.
that's something that I'm seeing. People are unfollowing because the opinion that then that's okay. I'm all over the place, but essentially it's when people are saying silence is violence. What they're saying here is that even if you say something, it has to be what my opinion is, or what the opinion of what the flavor of the month is here. You know.
Yeah, it's funny because even like I said a couple weeks ago, I was talking to some Black Lives Matter people, the two white people at the Capitol, and he had the silence is violence, and it was just like, what do you mean by like we just had a discussion about this, and you disagree with everything I said, therefore because I'm not agreeing with you, now you're gonna show me that sign, right? Like exactly what you said. Oh, your silence, or even when it comes to being Mexican or black, oh, we want you to talk only if you're on our side, right? If you have someone like the Hodge twins, or you have someone like, you know, a black celebrity who stands up for Trump, they don't care about that person. They call him crazy. They call him something.
Well, what did Dave Chappelle call Candace
Candace
Owens?
Owens.
Said she got a stanky pussy.
Yeah.
Now I don't know if she got a stinky pussy. If I find out, I'll let,
I let you know. Yeah, exactly. And that's what I mean. It's like, look, guys, like we could all disagree, and that is 100% okay. Like I said, discussion is what what brought this country together. You know, having a difference of opinion. So, like, I think the more that we discuss, the more that we talk, and the more that we bring these ideas to the table, that's the way society and civilization grows. It doesn't grow by, you know, pointing fingers and picking on people. It grows by saying, this is where we disagree. Now let's bring some solutions and let's bring some answers to the problems that we have. And I see that all the time on Facebook. People are just bitching about things, but never giving you a solution. Never telling you, yeah, defund the police and allow civilians to have 2 guns per home or something, right? Like they're just telling you, these are all the problems. Okay, give me a solution. Well, we don't have any.
Yeah, well, the solution is abolishment of police, but then they'll go, well, I saw this weird meme. Oh, defund the police doesn't mean like get rid of them. It means this and that. That just takes too long to say or whatever. Like, listen, let's be more precise with our language.
Exactly.
For me, defund police unions, abolish police unions. That's pretty precise. And unions in general, I talked to a guy, I think I talked about it last week, about unions. Unions are bad. They help the bad employees.
Yeah.
You don't like bad employees, right?
Nope.
Unions protect them.
Yep.
You know, it makes it harder for somebody that wants to get a job in that union.
Especially like, yeah, and that's what I hear all the time when I used to teach. People would get mad at teachers who had you know, union, who were part of a union, who had tenure, because it's like, well, they can do whatever they want,
Yeah,
and it's
the
frustrating.
bad teachers are sticking around because they've got tenure now, and I've got the teachers union, which is the biggest union in the country, and they all donate to mostly Democratic causes.
Of course they would. Of course they would. Shows why our education system is the way it is.
Let's get into some Rona cases here. Now, the Rona cases are rising. Now, that could be attributed to the amount of testing we're doing. You can totally get a test for free here in Austin. You can just set up an appointment. Now, by the way, I wanted to bring this up a couple weeks ago. Now, at my work, somebody tested positive for it, and that kind of prompted all of us to go and get it because we were all sort of close to her. So what happened is I went on Austin Public Health's website where you fill out a little questionnaire and it suggests whether or not you should take a test. And I was all like, yeah, I'll do it. And one of the things it said, you know, ethnicity. And I put what I am, Filipino. Boom. It gave me a list of all the dates that I can come. And one was immediately like the next day in the morning.
Wow.
We have a white guy that works right next to me. he put out there and wrote, put white. It was the next available appointment Friday. And this was talking about like a Monday we all did this. So I was able to get it on Tuesday. He had to wait till Friday. And which was funny. There was another white guy, and I told him about this. I said, isn't that weird? And he said he did it. He said he preferred not to say on his gender, and he was able to get one the next day along too. And he's just a white guy. So I sent an email over to Austin Public Health and asked, what's the deal here? Why is it that POCs are... it seems like they're getting first priority, right?
They're getting
and they're
favor.
like, we assure you there was, yesterday there was some sort of glitch in the system, whatever.
Yeah.
Very odd, but
It's that racist glitch everybody gets every now and then.
Either way, the thing is, it's that it's free now. I mean, it's totally able to get one. You can just drive up. You don't even need an appointment. You can just drive up. You may wait a couple hours in your car, and it sucks, dude. They shove this thing way up to the back of your fucking head, dude. It hurts. Mm-hmm. It sucks. Have you gotten one yet?
I prefer not to say.
The Rona cases are rising because we're getting a lot more cases because of the testing. But here's something odd here, and this is reported by the city.nyc. This is contact tracers are not asking about George Floyd protest participation, and despite of fears of the new virus wave. Now, I was seeing, and we talked about this probably a couple weeks ago, where a former host of this show was saying, "Oh, this has got to be from the Memorial Day or when Abbott decided to open up or whatever." We're like, well, 2 weeks ago we just had this big old protest here, and now there's a big old giant spike in cases. But no, that's not, because it only takes 2 weeks for it to really get in there. So over the last 2 weeks, Mayor Bill de Blasio, the lamest guy in the world, and others have voiced concerns that packed police brutality protests across the city could trigger a new wave of COVID-19 infections. Now, let's not pretend like they're not all gathering up in close proximity. Let's say they're all wearing masks. Yes. Are they all yelling? Because that's going to go through the mask a lot quicker than you just saying or talking or whatever, right? And I don't know what kind of mask they're wearing. Sure as hell, if they're wearing, what is it, the K95, N95 masks that have a one-way valve in them, those aren't working. You're literally pushing out the virus and you're sucking in clean air, but you're pushing out the virus. I don't know why the lib god Dr. Fauci said that was the only viable mask, and then said, well, you know what, we'll go to being Crips and Bloods here, and you can wear bandanas.
Well, I think it's funny that just shows how brainwashed our culture is nowadays. That 1 week, I bet you every single one of those people are the same people who were like pointing fingers and saying, "Oh, you're not wearing this, you're this, you're that, you're going out, and pointing fingers." But once it's like, "Hey, but you should go riot," they're like, "Okay, now we go riot." It just seems like it's a brainwashing.
When you don't wear masks, that tells me you don't care about my health and my safety.
Are you wearing a mask? Cool, I ain't got it. Great.
Listen, I got tested. When did you get tested? I also got tested for the antibodies too.
Boom.
What about you?
Yeah.
No? You haven't got it done yet? Shut your mouth.
But you're just bitching on Facebook.
These are probably dudes that freaking raw dog chicks. They probably don't wear condoms, the chicks, but they're like, you must wear a mask. Yeah, you don't wear condoms. Shut the fuck
probably
up. Fucking taking
taking test boosters with a dirty ass needle to do cracking in the same time and shove it in their I'm just saying, man.
Desiree says, but let's not pretend that people didn't all flock to the picnics and beaches. Yes, but listen, we're not going to pretend that, but were there more people? There were tens of thousands of people in like Austin alone. And in Texas,
it's even people
in close proximity.
People flock to picnics and beaches for the purpose of having fun.
And when was the last time you've been at the beach and somebody decided to sit right next to you? Like
never.
I've been to the beach. I grew up next to the beach, and you sit down at a spot. Nobody's coming right next to you and sitting down.
Nope.
Let's not pretend that beaches were the problem here, okay?
Like, let's be honest.
The problem here are the people standing next to each other, armed in arm, at protests.
Yes.
Let's not pretend.
Because let's be honest, right? When you're in a beach, you have your car and you have an umbrella. That's more than 12 feet of space you're taking up. You're telling me someone's going to creep in there and, hey, what's up, bud? No. Look at that protest. People are laying on top of each other.
I don't see any. Okay, maybe
you're talking about raw dogging. That's raw dogging right there, sir. I'm telling you.
Let me get more into this here. The mayor announced his test and trace program on May 8th, promising the city would hire 1,000 contact tracers. And basically, he's saying, and I don't even want to read the whole thing here, but he's saying he's telling these contact tracers not to ask them if they've been to a George Floyd protest. Maybe it's because they don't want that to be the reason why there's such big spikes.
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure they did ask. There's gonna be a correlation between the people who said yes and the amount of symptoms or amount of cases they have that are positive. I'm pretty sure there will be a correlation. Then that's why they're not asking.
Yes, the mayor and governor want to know. There's no direct effort to resolve a question both de Blasio and Governor Andrew Stupid Cuomo have asked repeatedly since the demonstrations against police brutality erupted following the death of George Floyd at the hands of Minneapolis police. Are the protests helping spread the virus? Quote, that's the one variable in this equation that we're not sure of. We don't know what the effect of the effect of these protests are. I can tell you, call me. I'll tell you.
Yep.
You want to, just like what they were saying. Oh, did these people not care about the lockdowns? If they were concerned about people spreading it during the lockdowns, during Trump's rally, which may have spread a lot, but thanks to TikTokers for reserving all these seats so that there was less people to spread the virus. I mean, maybe they helped out a bit.
For real.
We'll get into that a little later. Give us a call if you guys want to chime in on this. So we're gonna keep moving here. But the bottom line of this story here is, why don't they want to know? Isn't that odd that governors, Democratic governors and mayors,
not only that,
don't want you to know exactly where your coronavirus came from?
Not only that, that's bad science. If the left is saying we're people of science and we're people of this and that, if you're not asking that question, then that is bad science. Because any scientist would tell you they want to know where all these things come from. So when you're asking all these questions, even if, hey, were you at a riot? Were you at a Trump rally? Ask those questions, because then you want to get to the bottom of it, saying, okay, you want to narrow it. That is bad science, my friend. You're not living up to your view.
And listen, yeah, maybe there was a couple people that got the Rona from coming out Memorial Day weekend, but let's not pretend. And then we're going to say that's probably the name of the episode today. Let's not pretend that the people marching the streets here are further away than the people at beaches, or people that are in their boats. Let's not pretend. Let's get to the next story here, because this one involves the Trump rally, and we may have to skip down and we'll talk about Trump and the ramp here after this. But Trump was expecting, we're gonna get a million fans. We're gonna have them all.
Be there.
Tulsa. It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be huge. The hugest coronavirus ever. Showed up.
I watched it. It was half full.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a normal Trump rally. And, they suspected something happened here. And Ocasio-Cortez, who, by the way, won her primary, congratulations. I was saying you'd be a one-trick pony, but we'll see what happens in November.
I predicted that she would win.
Well, 80% of incumbents normally win.
Yeah, so I gave it to her. I wasn't going to be an asshole and say, oh, because she's on the left. And I was honest. Yeah, I think she was going to take it.
This story comes from MarketWatch.com. Kids these days. Trump's big campaign rally in Tulsa wasn't as big as promised. The arena sits more than 19,000 people, but only a reported 6,200 Trump supporters occupied the general admission selections. Why? Both sides of the political aisle were armed with answers. The man leading the president's re-election efforts explained away the no-shows. Quote, radical protesters fueled by a week of apocalyptic media coverage interfered with at real Donald Trump supporters at the rally, unquote. Brad Parscale explained, quote, they even block access to the metal detectors, preventing people from entering, which they did. I doubt it prevented people from actually entering. Mm-hmm. But what I want to show here, if you want to scroll down, it says, but New York Democrat A.O. Chapete isn't buying it. And she shared her appreciation with those she believes duped the Trump administration. Quote from her Twitter, actually, you got rocked by the teens TikTok who frauded the Trump campaign with fake ticket reservations and tricked you into believing 1 million people wanted to be at your white supremacist open mic enough to pack an arena during COVID. Shout out to the Zoomers. Y'all make me so proud.
Hashtag blessed.
So let me get this straight here.
Oh my gosh, man. AOC, like, no, again.
Let me get this straight. So a bunch of TikTokers reserved a bunch of seats because I think it's free. You don't have to pay Trump to do this. So they were like, okay, everybody. And listen, they probably have a wide range of people that would probably do this because, listen, they're not working.
Yeah, at all.
So they reserved a bunch of seats, made them believe that there's going to be a ton of people there, and then didn't show up. You got them. Now, I'm reminded that there's a push for mail-in ballots. And there's a concern from conservatives that the Democrats would cheat. Did the Democrats not just cheat right now? And how she just admitted that, yeah, you've got rocked by the TikTokers.
Yep.
This is what democracy
Look
looks
like.
You know, this is why we are concerned with the mail-in vote, because y'all bitches are so happy to try to trick and try to cheat, if you will, the system.
I'm going to be 100% honest with you, man. There's a reason why I married a white girl.
Why?
Because I've dated black girls before and I've dated Mexican girls before, and they just wild out too much, man. And I don't like that drama. I don't like that drama in my life. So I married a white girl because you know what? She keeps it simple, and you know what I mean? Doesn't wild out, doesn't go crazy. See, like AOC, you just put on blast. Somebody shouted her out even not that long ago, and was even kind of, man, I would look the tweet up later, but she tweeted something else, and everybody was like, dude, you're like, you're giving yourself away, right? And that's what I mean. It's like this arrogance is mixed with some sort of stupidity where she'll say these kind of things, and someone as smart as yourself will say, hey, you know what that is, right? You're meddling. Something you're saying you won't do is literally what you're doing. You have no ethics.
We'll get into some more meddling a little later because we've got something that should concern every single one of y'all. It especially concerns the conservatives in our audience here. Excuse me. Quote, it spread mostly through alt TikTok.
Oh.
We kept it on the quiet side where people do pranks and a lot of activism. YouTuber Elijah Daniel, 26, these stupid idiot kids, told the New York Times, quote, K-pop Twitter and alt TikTok. I don't know what any of these are. K-pop Twitter and alt TikTok?
I know that because of my wife, so... K-pop Twitter is the Korean pop people, and alt TikTok is what I assume like the alternative, like, ooh, we're bad goth TikTok. I don't know.
God.
If you know what it is, comment it on Facebook.
Either way, both of them have a good alliance where they spread information amongst themselves, each other very quickly. They all know the algorithms and how they can boost videos to get what they want. Meddling, maybe?
Sounds like meddling to me.
Sounds like meddling to me too.
If this was a Scooby-Doo episode, the word meddling would be thrown around many, many times.
All right, let's move down. Since we're talking about the rally, if we can go to where did I put that stuff? The Trump rally. It'll say Trump rally. Yeah.
Oh, they said the Trump rally. I was like, there's one of those too?
The Trump rally here. So I don't watch a lot of Trump stuff. I do on occasion, but what I do see is a lot of Facebook stuff. And one thing I saw was how people were playing this video of Trump walking very slowly down a ramp, and then also drinking water like this with two hands. Like he couldn't lift up his right hand enough, and then he like got it up. And I saw that, and I was like, there's got to be a reason why. You know, I'm not going to think that he's got Parkinson's because that's what the main thing was. Yeah,
exactly.
Right?
You know, when the media tells you that it's something, you're like, hold on, let me see. It's something else.
Is that a video we have there? Let's see that video real quick, and we're going to refill our thing there. Walking very slowly down the ramp, very carefully thinking about his steps.
Thinking about his wife.
And then he says something. And he kind of scurries off a bit there. He's good. He's walking normally again. And he waves.
Chilling.
I saw that, and I mean, matter of fact, I didn't even see the last part where he sort of jogged down the rest of it. It was just sort of just him walking down really slowly. People were really starting to hate that, and people were calling it was a gingerly walk. Now, gingerly, I think he's sort of a redhead. I don't know, but very pale skin. Is that a redhead joke?
I would say so. It sounds like it.
It's okay to hate on white people, but I don't know.
Especially the gingers.
Let's.
So I've heard.
So I watched the rally, and I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got a lot of funny things to say, but he explained himself, and people still don't have a right way of responding to it. But let's watch what Trump says about
What does the
this.
Don say about this?
1,106 cadets were graduated, and beautiful. So we walked like the equivalent of about 3 blocks, which was fine. We go on stage, which is fine. They make speeches, then I make a speech. It lasted a long time. I don't know, maybe 45 minutes. The sun is pouring down on me. Would you like to
Pouring down.
salute each cadet almost 600 times? You know what that is? 600 times! You go home and you say, it's like a workout without a weight, right? I was on the stage for hours. Hours! Sun, I came home, I had a nice tan. meaning I had a nice sunburn. The general says, "Sir, are you ready?" I said, "I'm ready, General. Where are we going now?" And he goes like this, "Right here, sir."
So he walks off, looks down at the ramp. He's like, oh, fuck.
Oh, shit.
Takes a look at his shoes. Oh, yeah.
I've got myself a problem, General.
Got
Because I'm
myself a
wearing
problem.
leather bottom shoes, which is good if you're walking on flat surfaces. It's not good for ramps. It had no handrail. It was like an ice skating rink. I said, "General, there's no way I can make it down that ramp without falling on my ass, General." So I said, "General, get ready because I may grab you so fast." Because I can't fall with the fake news watch.
Pause real
Nope.
quick.
Oh, man.
Right now, I see 1, 2, 3 black dudes
Yeah.
hanging out in the back there.
4 up there.
4. I see only 3 right there.
Another one down there.
Oh, there he is. Yeah, there's no
1,
black
2, 3,
Trump
4,
supporters. Anyways, go ahead. That's like
Turned
at
out
least
to
a
be
quarter
worse
of the
than
people
anything.
behind
I
him.
would have been better off if I fell and slid down the damn ramp. I start the journey,
Start the journey.
inch by inch, right?
Yeah.
I love this. I love this.
So I was bent over, right?
Counting his steps, making sure he ain't gonna fall.
So I took these little
Come
steps.
on, man.
I ran down. the
Ran
last
down.
step. And by the way, their tape, take a look. In almost every instance, it ends just before I run.
Yeah, that was
Yep.
true in the instance that I
Yep.
saw.
To our great First Lady, I said, "Let me ask you a question. Was it that good, the speech? That I'm
You're
trending
trending.
number
You're
one? 'Cause I felt it was really good. No, they don't even mention the speech. They mention the fact that you may have Parkinson's disease. I'll let you know if there's something wrong, okay? I'll let you know if there's something. I'll tell you what, there's something wrong with Biden. That I can.
Hey.
You couldn't lift your hand up.
Yeah, this is
to your
the
mouth
the
with
drink.
water. I said, "I just saluted 600 times." She said, "Well, I know what you did. You had on a very good red tie. That's sort of expensive. It's silk because they look better. They
Got
have
a nice
better
sheen.
to 'em.
Yep.
And I don't want to get water on the tie.
Water.
And I don't want to drink much. So I lifted up, and they gave me another disease.
They gave me another
They
disease.
gave me another disease.
Throw that bitch.
Boom. There you go. Well,
Come on, man.
see, the guy's hilarious. First
That-
of all,
come on. And can I say those are really good? Those are Trump reasons for what he did. My shoes were leather in the bottom. I have a very expensive silk tie that I don't want. That's a rich person's mentality.
not even the tie thing. The fact that he saluted 1,000 fucking West Point kids.
Yep.
And they did them in pairs, so he said 600
Yeah.
times, at least 600 times. Come on, like
Yeah.
give the guy the benefit of the doubt. But no, it's like anything to make the guy look bad.
Yep.
Stop it.
It's
Stop it.
annoying, man.
You are the division that we see in the world as people in the middle. I see you're the divisive one.
And not even that, like even the fact that people like us, people of color, if you want to call us that, who are for Trump, maybe not for a lot of the stuff he does, but hey, we're not totally against what he's for. Like we're called far right. We're called racist. We're called all these things, and it's like, why? Because we don't agree with your opinion. Like,
Isn't that weird?
Like I think it's funny when you hear a Trump speech. That guy talks like he's a regular person.
Yeah, and how many times have we showed videos of AOC? What do they call it? Code switching.
Yeah.
Where they talk different for
In this
different
t-
groups
yeah,
of
this
people.
accent. Hillary Clinton did the same thing.
Yeah. Oh, I've got hot sauce.
Yeah.
You have Biden that goes, "You ain't black unless you vote for Biden or whatever." These people are fakers.
Yeah.
They are panderers.
Yep.
Trump will talk the same to everybody.
Every person.
Watch a video of him talking to black conservatives. He ain't changing the way he talks.
Nope.
He ain't talking about
Yeah.
jiving and fried chicken and
He
watermelon.
don't fucking get cornrows and 2 chains and a grill when he talks to black people. That ain't Trump.
Let's see. What are your thoughts on his racist comments about COVID? So, yes. So, here's something I heard him say. He said, "There are many names for it. I can name about 19. One, Kung Flu." Now,
Which is funny.
It's hilarious.
It's
first of all.
hilarious. That's a great one.
If you perceive him as racist, first of all, that's your own prerogative.
Yeah.
But I've said on this show personally, the chinken pox, which is far more offensive than than the Kung Flu.
That's a really good one. That's an amazing one.
Does that make me racist?
Can we also forget?
No.
Can we also forget? Fuck, one of my favorite movies of all times, Clerks 2, when he's like porch monkeys for life, and he's like, "We're gonna take it back."
Yes.
It's like, come on, man. Like, how? Right? If we're canceling people, how has Kevin James not gotten canceled? Come on, you know what I mean? But I'm saying, like, I appreciate it. Like, the chinken pox? That's genius. That is comedy genius.
It's not bad. It's not my original one. I heard it on the far right Gavin McInnes show.
Oh, Gavin, I tip my hat to you, sir.
That's right. I thought it's hilarious though. And listen, they were calling it the Wuhan flu. They were calling it the Chinese virus, and they were still calling him racist for that. When it came from the other news, that they were calling it the Chinese virus,
Yeah.
the Wuhan coronavirus.
Yeah.
Calling something what it is from where it's from is not racist.
Nope.
Now I can get Kung Flu. The guy, I don't know if you just watched the clip. The guy's trying to be funny. He's hilarious. He knows it's a funny thing to call it. And at this point, the guy's, I don't believe he's racist.
No, not at all. Trump.
But you know what? What is racist is seeing racism everywhere that it's not. Speaking of which,
Oh, like, did that just recently happen?
yeah. So
What'd you
anytime
say?
you see
Can
a
you give me an
Slipknot-
example, Los?
anytime you see a slip knot somewhere, all of a sudden it's like, oh man, and you're black, you go, that's racist.
That's racist
man.
right there.
Let's go ahead and watch a quick supercut of what's been going on lately.
NASCAR is investigating a horrible incident.
A horrifying, racist, jarring, disturbing,
Heinous, perverted.
ugly,
Cowardly,
dreadful,
hateful,
stunning, shocking, appalling, disgusting reminder of who, again, this sport is for.
A noose found in the garage stall of Bubba Wallace.
Obviously, this is completely
Does that
appalling.
surprise you?
But do you think it's surprising?
No, it's not
No,
surprising
NASCAR
at all.
racers are fucking
NASCAR is
racist.
often considered a sport that is tethered to white folk, tethered to the South.
The Confederate flag in a sport that is overwhelmingly white and certainly dominant among Southerners.
And NASCAR has been trying to somewhat move away from it. And I say somewhat in kind of air quotes.
They were going to remove Confederate imagery. To think that that's going to happen in a span of 2 weeks after all that NASCAR has been for all of its existence is foolish. I mean,
my cynicism and sadness is that it's just not shocking to anybody.
As much as NASCAR may try to distance itself from that, it's a living, breathing part of their sport.
We need to understand that racism continues to be the underbelly of American society.
I mean, that this happens in the year
Fuck you, Eddie
2020
Clark.
is just beyond belief.
let's just remember that until the last 2 weeks, NASCAR endorsed and embraced this sort of performative racism week in and week out by embracing and wrapping itself in the Confederate flag.
That comes from the fine folks at Grabian.
Can I just add how the manipulation that they do in camera work, how every single one of those people have bookshelves behind them with like books and accolades? That's another tactic that people like to use to say, hey, of course that person, look at all those books behind them. Of course they're smart. They know what they're saying. Don't worry about it.
What they're getting at here is that there's a man called Bubba Wallace who's a very light-skinned black person who's now a very, I think he hasn't even hit 10th place in any race.
He's the
been
next
in.
Kaepernick.
Bubba Wallace, he found or at least his team found what they describe as a noose in his garage, and you know what nooses symbolize, and especially because they talk about the Confederate flag. Now, let me talk about the Confederate flag real quick. Now, there are people that look at the Confederate flag and call it heritage. Some people look at it and go, that's racism because they were the South. They're the losers. They're traitors, in my opinion. But let's look at some things like Planned Parenthood. Planned Parenthood started from a white supremacist woman named Martha Sanger.
100%.
She did it so that she can lower the population of black people. I mean, that's in its essence racist. I'm sorry to tell you. Now we'll have a little story here where BLM is actually trying to get rid of Planned Parenthood, at least the people that work for Planned Parenthood. At some point, Planned Parenthood became this thing where, it's a left-leaning thing, right? It's like, the left is for Planned Parenthood because abortion at some point. But abortion, we're not going to get into any abortion stuff here. But at some point, it changed its meaning for people. And we talked about this to the caller who called us last week. Can something, or maybe it's 2 weeks ago, can something that meant something to somebody long time ago change its meaning over time? I believe it could.
Yeah.
The Confederate flag, yes, it means something different. It doesn't mean, I hate N-words and I want to find all them Negroes and then hang them.
Yeah.
And another thing, a noose is a slip knot. It is used for all sorts of things. It doesn't just have to be the noose, the slip knot with the extra round. You actually made a video where you pretended, where you made a Jussie Smollett costume.
Jussie Smollett costume.
It's actually one of the first things I remember, one of the first videos I remember watching of you. Here's the thing. Not everything is racist, all right? And hey, listen, let's say it was, because in NASCAR it's all white people and the Confederate flag. Maybe it was, and I sympathized at first, and I kept my mouth shut because I wait for the evidence. Just like I did when the kid that was standing on the steps with the Native American, I wasn't quick to judge.
The Covington kids.
Let's wait for more evidence to come out. But people are so quick, as you saw. Oh, racist. Oh, I'm not surprised. These are rednecks and blah, 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 blah. Well, the FBI investigated. The DOJ investigated.
What did they find?
Well, they found that thing has been there at least 3 years. There's pictures of it, and as you can see, there's the picture of it right there.
You telling me there's been races there for 3 years?
Now, listen. Okay, good. Ben Shapiro actually said this once, on actually his show this morning, where he talked about he was the most hated figure for the alt-right in 2016. At some point, he got a letter in the mail, opened it up, and it had white powder in it. And he was like, great, here we go. More anti-Semitic fucking bullshit, powder, sending me anthrax. He sent it over to his security, in which they went to the police, and the police determined that that's not a harmful chemical. And then they read the letter, and it kind of described what it was. I don't know what it was. But then he went, phew, all right, great. Well, it's not anti-Semitic. That's good. Well, that's a different story with Bubba Wallace.
Yeah.
Who we're going to be now dubbing. By the way, I was on Twitter, and hashtag trending was Bubba Smollett.
Bubba Smollett. Now I got to make a video.
Bubba Smollett. And he's saying, well, yeah, I don't care what they're saying. The evidence that I have here, it's a straight up noose. Now, listen, yeah, it is a noose, but a noose is also a slip knot, and it was probably used to prop up the door, something to hang on. There was probably more reasons than what you think it's being. You're projecting your racism on others. Neil, our good buddy Neil says, I suggested it was fake from the start because all we do is we hear this. We heard Jussie Smollett. He had his noose around his neck, and we jumped on it right away and saying that it was fake because you still had your Subway sandwich.
Yeah, for real.
There were so many things. And so you want to go back to that CNN thing before this link here, and we'll get to that other news here because there's more nooses in the news.
What?
But Bubba responds and goes on the very, very talented Don Lemon show. And
the very, very gay Don Lemon
and he says it was a straight up noose. I guess we already said that, the straight up noose thing. And Ben Shapiro, I use the example of him because he goes, okay, great, it's not racist. This guy still goes and says it's racist. The FBI says there was no
racist intent.
There was no racist intent. It was literally there 3 years before you came along. Stop it. You had 15. Then Matt Walsh said this. You had 15 FBI agents come there and investigate, while we have people ripping down statues and not getting arrested.
Yep.
Racism is not
again. That man right there is a textbook pussy. Again,
Matt Walsh.
No, that man right there, Bubba Wallace.
Oh, Bubba Wallace.
Yes.
You mean Bubba
I
Smalley?
will probably knock him out with one punch if you want to come and wrestle Mr. Bubba Wallace, because you are a little bitch.
I don't know, man.
I could take him easy. I could take him easy. I could rip his head off if I want to. Come on.
Sit down and take a lot of left turns.
Oh man, I could beat the shit out of him.
On the same day that we saw a Confederate flag flying over Talladega that said "Defund NASCAR," people had flags on their trucks and on their cars, and they were, across the street, as I understand from the race. Do you think the controversy over that flag issue affected the response to this incident?
I think. I mean, we were worried about, as NASCAR was worried about, Talladega.
Don Lemon looks bad.
Being there and knowing
Look at that neck.
fans back and
oh my God! Look at him.
Oh,
Whoa.
He looks bad.
It's, we always
Trump has done a work on him.
Talladega is one of the races you need to go to just because of the atmosphere there. I've always
The
loved
creep
going to
keeper.
Talladega,
Yeah. I can't even
we
look
had
at
that one
Jesse
circled
Small. I
on the
mean,
radar with everything
Bubba
going
Small.
on. Let's just be extra careful. So absolutely, I think that definitely.
This is after the
intensified everything
FBI told him that it's not
and,
racist.
Unfortunate that everything played out the way it did. But
look at me, I'm
there
sad. I'm sad because people are
some
racist.
parallels to that for sure.
Have you seen ropes like that hanging from garages? Is that typical?
Don, the image that I have and I have seen of what was hanging in my garage is not a garage pool. I've been racing all my life. We've raced out of hundreds of garages that never had garage pools like that.
Oh wow!
So people that want to call it a garage pool and put out old videos and photos of knots being in their
knots
as their evidence. Go ahead, but from the evidence that we have. That I have.
It's a straight up noose.
It's a straight up noose.
Okay, stop.
From a perspective of a bitch.
Over and over.
So the FBI, DOJ looked into it, and they look at yes, it is a noose. Let's not pretend that it's not a noose. It is strict. It is a slip knot with some extra wrap around. And the reason why, and I read into nooses, the reason why they did that is to make it's more humane when you hang somebody. By the way,
100%.
Now. But he's still internalizing it. Like, when I was a kid, I knew how to make a noose at an early age. Not because I wanted to hang black people, because it's an interesting knot. It's a functional slip knot.
So this is the thing, man. This is why I get angry over this. So very transparent. I would say maybe 7 years ago, my uncle hung himself. Right, I had two uncles who killed themselves in my family. One of them actually hung himself. Like, I could see a noose any day. I've made a noose myself. I'm not afraid of it. My uncle killed himself via a noose. The guy who I was really close to, someone who was like very, very close to me, almost like a brother. If I am not afraid of a noose, why should this black person who has never dealt with the noose in his life, probably never dealt with any hardship or any racism in his life, bitch about a noose? Come on, man.
How many black people? I think he's one of the first black guys to be a NASCAR driver in the first place. The first, right?
Probably because he's so light skinned. That's why they let him in.
Yeah. Well, geez. I mean, how many? I mean, he grew up in that world. I don't know what he's probably got tons of white friends.
I know.
How many
for
of
real.
his black friends are like, dang man, let me tell you something. We're gonna get into NASCAR. Dang, I'll tell you what. Ba-ting.
And bump some fucking Ice Cube while they leave. That ain't happening,
on, dude. I'm not fooled by this guy's supposed attempt at trying to say NASCAR.
And Don Lemon's ugly ass face just needs to get off the TV screen.
Gross.
He is hideous. That's like Trump.
Put on this link.
All
here.
this Trump shit has made Don Lemon look 1,000 times older than he already looked. Man, that is an ugly man.
So this just in.
CNN, I'm available if you need me.
Someone left KKK hoods next to the water cooler in Bubba's garage. We'll show you here what they found.
The FBI is still on that one, right? They're
the
still looking
FBI
in that
still
case.
Looking into that one there.
Fucking, yeah, I swear.
It's ripe for parody. As soon as I saw that trending on Twitter, I was cracking up because all you saw was the hood and you saw that. How good. Because of course they do that. So let's go to the next one here. More nooses were found in a tree, and lo and behold, they're jumping to conclusions. is racist here. And ropes resembling nooses, now they just resembled nooses. They were found in trees in Oakland, investigated by the FBI as a hate crime. This is reported by NBCnews.com. The mayor of Oakland, California announced Wednesday that ropes resembling nooses tied to trees in public spaces would be investigated by the FBI as a hate crime. The Oakland Police Department found 5 ropes attached to trees surrounding Lake Merritt after looking into social media posts about nooses hanging around the tree. Police said some community members said the ropes were being used for exercise equipment. One person told the police that he put the ropes in the tree for exercise and games several months ago. And there's from Libby Schaaf, symbols of racial violence have no place in Oakland and will not be tolerated. Okay, yeah, I get it.
I can see somebody doing that in
for
Austin. I can see someone doing that in Austin, like what's it called, on Auditorium Shores.
They looked into it. Evidence has been turned over to the FBI, and I want to be clear that regardless of the intentions of whoever put the nooses in our public trees, our sacred public space here in Oakland, intentions don't matter. So even if you put this up and you're exercising, it doesn't matter what your intentions are. That's a noose, and we've determined that that is racist. And we are not going to stand for it. We are the capital of pornography.
Yeah.
We have higher standards here in this town, motherfucker.
On the account of racism, what did y'all think about my idea of me painting myself as whiteface, painting myself as blackface?
I don't think we should be doing stuff like that. Saying that we don't need to be trolling. We need to be more moderate about our things. Like, yeah, you want to dress up in blackface, but that's in whiteface? Is that what you're talking about?
I want to do whiteface and then do blackface in whiteface.
Oh, well, hey, go down to this
and see if that's racist.
This video that's in that same link we were just looking at here, because it talks about Victor Sangby of Oakland says the nooses were found that were not a symbol of hate. He says the nooses were used to attach makeshift swing, and it's unfortunate that a genuine gesture of just wanting to create a good time got misinterpreted. Guess what the color of this guy is?
He likes to climb things. He climbed up that tree, put another rope here, put another swing there. The children are having a good time with it. Right? There's actually...
That guy's darker than Wesley Snipes.
He is.
Someone shot a gun at him, and then the bullet came back and said, "Can I get a flashlight?"
Yes. Where is he? Oh, there he is.
He said, "Smile, motherfucker."
Hundreds and thousands of people that have walked by, no one, has thought that it looked anywhere close to a noose.
So, this is what's going on. This is what's wrong with the world. Y'all internalizing your stupid bullshit and calling things that aren't racist, racist. When a black man himself probably put them up himself for exercise and fun and exercise. Like, would you think that a tire swing, because it dangles down on a rope and has a circle, is a fucking noose? Calm the fuck down.
Can I just say that guy's not just black? He's like black because he's also
Nigerian black.
Well, not just his skin color, but like his attire. Dude, like he's not like a black guy who is like in a polo and some slacks saying, "Hey, well, hey there, guys." No, like he's black.
That guy's got Molly in his pocket.
That guy lives off of herbs and hummus. I promise you. I swear.
Herbs and hummus.
Herbs and hummus.
Those guys are playing ACL next year.
Look,
dude.
I'm telling you, if you're standing around with him for at least 5 minutes, he will make honey out of bees that become his friend. That's the kind of guy he is.
So speaking of racism,
I love that guy. I want to know him.
Speaking of racism, what do you call it when white folks make a special space just for black folks? Do we call that racism?
I mean, I would call it segregation, but sure, let's call it racism.
Yeah, is segregation a little racist? I'd say so. Guess what's going on in the Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone or the Capitol Hill Organized Protest? I don't know what they're calling it, but either way, they're done.
Did you text us this? Was that you?
I don't know if I texted it to you guys.
Because I glimpsed through it and I was like, fuck, I got to read this, and I didn't read it.
A video posted to Twitter on Saturday shows the Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone has established a segregated space for black members. Can you play that Twitter video that's right underneath there? Let's check this out. Chaz set up a black-only racially segregated area.
How long's the blackout going for?
Till 8 p.m.
Okay, so I have to wait till 8, basically?
You're welcome to hang out in the perimeter area.
Well, the thing is, I'm half Italian, half Colombian, so do I get a pass to get in there, or?
Well, this space is right now held for just black folks.
Oh, just black. Okay, so full black. You're saying?
If you have black ancestry, or if you have experienced oppression because you are black, then you can enter this space.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Such braveness and.
So in that definition, could I go in? Because I'm pretty dark, especially when I stay on the sun longer.
No fucking spics over here, you son
Oh
of a bitch.
shit! Fucking wetbacks can't go in.
Is this unbelievable to you? Do you look at this and think that this is acceptable? This is what was going on in the 50s and 60s when they were segregating black people. White people holding guard and saying, no, this is only for black people. This water fountain right here is only for black people.
But they're doing it in a nice way, so it's okay.
Yeah, they're doing it
It's nice. It's nice.
It's a safe space for
They're
them.
on a football field.
Could you imagine if the people in the 50s and 60s were saying it like that? Like, oh, no, we only have a special space for blacks because it's a safer space for them.
Well, that's why.
Because we'd kill them if they
well,
could
that's
go
what I'm
anywhere
saying.
else.
They learn through their mistakes. They learn, hey, we can't say it like that, so let's package it in a way that makes it seem like we're doing it for their benefit. Because you know who funds Black Lives Matters?
Soros.
Exactly. White people.
White people.
Right? So let's be honest. All this is just them saying, hey, the way we did it before of being like, hey, you black man, don't do that. That didn't work. So let's do it in a kinder way. Let's sprinkle it with salt and see if they like it that way. And that's what they're doing. I mean, and if you're falling for it, then you're a fucking idiot.
When was the last time somebody on the right wore blackface and got in trouble for it? Can you think of one? How about somebody on the left?
Oh, I could think a lot of people on the left who have blackface but have not gotten in trouble for it.
Right. And lately, blackface has never really been
Jimmy
good.
Kimmel.
Now, we've talked
Sarah
about this. I think it was when
Silverman.
Ralph Northam, that the Virginia governor, and I think it's called Virginia Loves Blackface is the name of the episode,
Mhm.
where he was found to have either been in blackface or in a KKK hood, which
Mhm.
I thought was a funny costume. You know,
Yeah.
you have someone in a KKK hood and you have someone in blackface. I thought that was funny. I mean, I think comedy is off limits.
Yes.
If you do something in the name of comedy, it's not racist.
Yes.
Matter of fact, I was like, if we're gonna be canceling people blackface, why isn't Jimmy Kimmel getting hit
Mhm.
for his Karl Malone?
Yeah,
This
that
here
was-
Karl Malone,
And it was.
and I don't like them aliens.
Yep. And it was funny.
It's hilarious.
It was a funny bit.
I have the Man Show on DVD, and I think it's hilarious.
Is he really getting in trouble for this?
He's not getting in trouble
Oh.
because he's apologizing
Oh.
for his embarrassing and thoughtless past blackface sketches. Because I guess, and I want you to scroll down to his letter down there. There's a letter he had left. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Read his full statement here. I have long been don't do that. I've long been reluctant to address this, as I knew doing so would be celebrated as a victory by those who equate apologies and weakness and cheer for leaders who use prejudice to divide us. Let me just break this down real quick. It's celebrated as a victory by those who equate apologies. Wait a minute. The right didn't cancel you.
Nope.
The right knows that your freedom of speech is intact, and especially when you're doing it in comedy, because you're doing it as a human being. You're one person imitating another human being. When are we going to see when is it going to be bad when Dave Chappelle gets in trouble for doing whiteface? We're never going to see that probably because we're not mad about white people
No.
getting raced against them. Anyways, that delay was a mistake. There is nothing more important to me than your respect, and I apologize to those who were genuinely hurt or offended by the makeup I wore or the words I spoke. On K-Rock, which is 106.7 in LA, in the mid-90s, I did a reoccurring impression of the NBA player Karl Malone. In the late 90s. I continued impersonating Karl Malone on TV. We hired makeup artists to make me look as much like Karl Malone as possible.
AKA blackface.
That's right. I not just blackface, black body.
Black body.
Right?
He went all in.
I never considered that this might
Except for
be
the dick,
seen
though.
as anything other than at all imitation of a fellow human being, which is what I'm fucking saying all along. Instead, blah, 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 of a human being, one that led more to do with Carl's skin color than it had with his than it did with his bulging muscles and bald head. I've done dozens of impressions of famous people, including Snoop Dogg, Oprah, Eminem, Dick Vitale, Rosie, and many others. Now, might I add, a new, I don't know, it's definitely not new, but his impression of Snoop Dogg came out. And it's on K-Rock. Maybe you can pull it up. Look up K-Rock Christmas album, N-word, Jimmy Kimmel.
Oh, and they called him saying the N-word?
Dude, he's impersonating Snoop Dogg. And he's like, it's like Christmas in the LBC or something, right? But he throws the N-word like crazy in it.
Oh,
and
Jimmy,
so this is why
Jimmy,
he's getting hit more and more and more. Now I don't care, dude. When you're do you think Snoop Dogg doesn't say the N-word? So if you're impersonating Snoop Dogg, you can only be black.
Well, not even that. Like not that long ago, I remember watching a clip of this.
I think it's that one, that top one
of like some girl in a Kendrick Lamar concert. She went on stage to rap with him, and then one of the verses had the N-word in it, and she said it, and Kendrick Lamar like kicks her off stage, and everybody boos her off stage. And I looked at the crowd, and it's like 90% white people. It's like y'all said the N-word with her too. Like how is that? Like I don't know. I don't get it. They don't make any sense to me anymore.
Oh man, maybe they took it down already. Christmas time in the LBC.
You just
maybe
check
you
it
can
out
just
on
look that up. Christmas time in the LBC.
Check it out on DuckDuckGo.
On DuckDuckGo, yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyways, K-Rock is, also where Adam Carolla is from too. Adam Carolla, one of the Godfathers.
The Godfathers of podcasting. Yep.
And he defended Jimmy Kimmel like crazy. Now it's crazy how Adam Carolla is more seen as on the right, which he is, and how Jimmy Kimmel is so far on the left these
For
days.
real, dude.
But they're still best friends.
I find it weird how how Jimmy Kimmel is friends with like Joe Rogan and all these people who are like, I think would be like, dude, what are you doing? Like, why are you saying this shit? And I feel like Jimmy Kimmel is just like, man, the paycheck. I feel like if there was a one on, like if there's behind the scenes camera, he would really be, dude, it's a paycheck, man. Like, I don't want to. I sign my fucking life away to these
Trump.
people.
It's
Yeah,
Trump's
that's all
there
it
it
is.
is. Christmas time in the Long Beach Playas. There it is.
YouTube privacy warning.
Oh, that's what DuckDuckGo does.
Oh, okay. Give us the good.
Let me and Hank go back into it now.
Bumpy.
Let's go back into it, Hank.
Oh, I don't think this is it. It's an actual song.
Christmas. Yeah, that boy.
Yeah, that's not Jimmy Kimmel. Don't worry about it. We're not going to play it. But I can assure you that it came out and he got a lot of heat. And he decided to take the summer off and come back in September. I guess he's supposed to host the Emmys or the Grammys. I think the Emmys in September.
Really?
Now, listen, I'm not down for this guy being canceled, dude. It's crazy. And I don't think a lot of the people on the right are I think a lot of people on the right are like actually celebrating
Can I just point out another little racism right here? If they're still going to let him host the Emmys after this, but they didn't let Kevin Hart host the fucking Oscars or whatever after his little gay shit that he apologized for, how is that not racist? You're letting the white man still host, but you didn't let the black man host?
I think Kevin Hart had the option to still host, but he decided not to.
Because he apologized over and over, and they were like, no, it's not good enough. And he just said, well, I'm sorry. Like, I'm not going to continue.
Well, I have the answer here. What he could do.
What could he do?
What he needs to do is hashtag apology lunch. Check this out.
That's what you didn't do, Kevin Hart.
What's up, white people? And the rest of you motherfuckers, I'm starting a trend. Look what I got.
Look what I got.
2. Oh, show them the bag.
Yeah, make sure they see the bag.
Yeah.
Hashtag apology lunch.
Apology lunch.
Find yourself a black person and buy them some fucking food.
Because that makes up for racism, baby.
Apology lunch.
And Burger King, because you can't break a 20.
What's up,
you
white
can't break a
people?
20 on black people. You got to keep it under $15.
He goes, look what I got here. Keep playing that again. That's just, it's too good. Isn't that the most racist thing you've ever seen?
Yeah.
And the rest of you motherfuckers.
The rest of you
I'm starting
motherfuckers.
a trend. Look what I got.
Look what I got.
1,
2 black
2.
guys.
I got myself 2 Negroes. Try to beat me on
Show
that.
the bag.
Yeah, here, no, hey, show them back, because I want them to be sure that I got some
Hashtag
food.
apology lunch.
You could have taken it out to
Go find
sushi.
yourself a black person and buy them some fucking food. Hashtag apology lunch.
I just want to be 100% honest.
Well, you definitely started a trend with
What's
us
up?
here, because I think everyone should give somebody an apology lunch
I just want to say any black or Mexican would be up for that. You gonna buy me free lunch? Fuck yeah, hell yeah! You ain't gonna turn down free food.
Will you search hashtag apology lunch on Twitter? And then I think there was a guy on there that he was like, "Hey, is anyone out there want to hook me up with lunch?" And he goes, I guess he got someone paid like Venmoed him some money or something, and he got lunch. There it is, apology lunch.
No way.
Yeah, put this up while you're looking at it there. My ancestors opposed slavery and some died against it. Do I get an apology lunch? Ask
for a friend. Nice.
That's stupid. There's some people on here that are just having so much fun with this apology lunch thing. Oh, man.
Dude, I'm going to go outside, get a tan, and get a fade and cut my hair so I can look black, so I can get some free lunch.
Yeah, because that makes up for your racism. Like, and what are you apologizing for? Did you do something racist or something?
Who's William R. Geis? Let's get this trending. Buy a black man at lunch. What?
And look, it's a white guy, and it says, I'm a street
nigga.
So middle finger to a college.
That's a lyric from a song.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
I'm a street N-word, so middle finger to a college. I don't get it.
Yeah, it's a lyric.
Does that make him left or right? I'm not sure. Let's see what kind of stuff he's got. Okay, he's got CNN.
Yeehaw!
Mask mandate.
Mm-hmm. No FUBU. Dog, that's classic.
I can't tell what this guy's. Anyways.
He's a white man trying to act black. That's what he is.
Is that what that is?
Or maybe he's a white man who's raised in a lot of black culture.
Right, we got about 20 minutes left here, and I want to get into weaponizing racism.
He just talked about the new Jordans, so you know he's somewhat black.
Yeah. One of the new Jordans just dropped. Holler. So there's a video that's been going around where a man happens to be black persuasion. He went to a Macy's employee while his friend filmed it, and he straight up knocked the guy out, or he just started pummeling him, throwing the N-word around like crazy. We'll give you a little time to pull that up and load it up. And the guy said that, and I'll read a little bit of what he actually said, because he wants to say that the guy called him an N-word, which there's no proof of, and Macy said this was completely unprovoked. Just a picture. Actually, Donald Trump he tweeted this. He goes, look what's going on here. Look what's going on here. Where are the protesters? Was this man arrested? Which, by the way, I don't think he was arrested. I think the video is further down, maybe. It doesn't matter. If you've seen this video, it's a really shitty video anyways.
Oh, there it is.
FT Quay, a 22-year-old rapper from Michigan, filmed the viral video showing his brother pummeling a white Macy's employee on Friday in Flint Township. And his reasoning was, let's see, and just what else were we supposed to do? Yeah, check this video out. And we're just having some loading issues. There's not much to see here. You see this guy punching this guy out of nowhere. They don't show you before, and they don't show you much after. But they do show this guy saying, I'm sorry, right? And he keeps punching him. Don't fucking touch me. N-word, N-word, N-word. Don't touch me, right? Macy's issues a statement on Friday in which the company claimed the attack was unprovoked.
Yep.
Oh, boy, don't touch me. Don't touch me. Don't quit touching me. Yeah, don't hurt. It's hurt. Stop moving. Sorry. Hurt. I'm sorry.
It's breaking on yeah, they didn't want to show too much. The guy got freaking laid out. So
that's just fine.
So what they were saying is that he called him the N-word, and they go, well, what else were we supposed to do? In this time and age, we didn't know what else to do. That was just his instinct. Macy's issued a statement on Friday saying that the attack was unprovoked. Quay shared the video on Facebook and claimed that he and his bro went to the mall and asked the man on the phone about his shirt size. The moment the employee allegedly used a racial slur is not shown in the short clip, but Quay maintained that he heard the employee utter the racial slur. At the moment, it was surprising. It was just like, whatever, let me get this down on video. Let me just let people see. They're weaponizing racism.
there is no way where that white man was going to fight that black man. That black dude was going to beat the shit out of that guy 10 times out of 10. You're telling me that white dude actually said a racial slur to that guy?
We don't know. We don't know. We can't assume that he did or did not.
No, you're absolutely right. I'm just saying.
But the bottom line is we do see that guy punched an innocent white person for no reason and kept attacking him.
Mm-hmm.
When all he had to do is, if it was really that way, just hit him and then go on your way.
That's why I always keep a fucking knife on me.
By the way, he called him the same words that he allegedly was called.
Yeah.
I call that even.
Yeah.
You call me an N-word? Okay, I'll call you an N-word. God, we're done.
Okay.
Right? So lately we're seeing this being weaponized. You can go to the next. Yeah, you're already on it. So a man follows a quote-unquote Karen, and then when she flips this guy off, and I want you to watch this video.
Flipped off. Why did I... Ma'am, I'm a... Karen, are you okay? Can you explain to me calmly?
No, because you're attacking me right now.
I'm not attacking you. Ma'am, you flicked me off.
You're ready to take it.
Because you get the hysterical, oh, I'm attacking her because I have my phone out.
Right. I wanted to make sure, like, you're all right.
But the thing is, this is everyone's...
I want to make sure you're all right.
She literally brake checked me. She flipped me off.
Yeah.
And then this is what we get.
Yeah.
I'm doing Postmates. I should be going to go get their order.
Do your fucking
and
job.
Now she's being comforted.
You can pause real quick, and then I want you to scoot forward. And
then he's gonna get fired from Postmates, and there's gonna be like racism.
Now look, he said she cut him off, flipped him off, and then brake checked him. That's all he said so far. Go a little bit forward to where you see her freaking out again, because he follows her. Yeah, keep going. There you go. Yeah. And he stops, gets behind her. There you go, right there. That's good. Follows her, first of all. Has his camera out. The guy's name is Carlos, so, he's on the up and up. Carlos is a kid. That's the way I wanted to spell my name when I was a kid,
You're not going to sit there and flip me off. You flipped me off.
Sir.
You don't touch me. Do not touch me. You flipped me off. I don't care. Why did you flip me off?
You are totally calling me
Karen.
something that I'm not.
You're totally calling me something that I'm not, which is Karen.
Did you, ma'am, did you not cuss me?
Some sort of racial slur against white people these days.
Why did I get flipped off? Ma'am, Karen, are you okay? Can you explain to me calmly?
No, because you're attacking
me.
No,
I'm not attacking you. Ma'am, you flicked me off.
Flip.
Guys, this is her license plate number. She lives here.
Fuck, man. That's doxing. That's doxing.
Karen, you flipped me off. You cut me off.
Based on your words,
and flipped me off, and now you're playing.
We don't believe all black people.
Ma'am, would you like to calm down?
Hashtag that. Believe all black people.
Guys, she flipped me off. She literally flipped me off, and then she tried to come home. She's Karen. Karen, would you like to calm down and have a conversation? Why you? Am I attacking her? Ma'am, I'm not attacking you. You flipped me off.
Ruined my
man,
life.
how dangerous has social media become, man?
Yes, now she realizes
she is terrified.
She can apologize for calling me a nigger and flipping me off.
When did that
happen?
I'm trying to talk to you. My name
for calling me a nigger and flipping me off. You acting like a nigger, dude.
Okay, this is what we get. Ma'am, why are you sitting here crying? What have I done to you? Ma'am, what have I done to you?
You're going to ruin my life and you don't even know me.
So you can go around the city and flip people off and cut me off. So you didn't flip me off.
He just wants to feel justified.
Okay, stop right here. So all he's claimed here is that she cut him off and flipped him off. But then somebody said, leave her alone. And then he throws, she called me the N-word. Isn't that what you should lead off with from the very beginning, from day one? This woman called me an N-word, flipped me off, and cut me off. But no, it's been the whole story the whole time, and he'll keep going and saying she cut me off, and flipped me off, like big freaking deal. You remember that? I don't know if you ever watched Seinfeld, but somebody flipped off George Costanza on the expressway, and he goes, he flipped me off. And he
Yes,
follows him all the way
yes,
to like
yes, yes,
Staten
yes, yes.
Island or something. And guy gets out of his car and he's like in a cast and his like arms are like this, and realizes that he's stuck that way.
Yep.
He didn't mean to actually do that. This is what this guy's doing. This guy's being a George Costanza right now. That's what we should call him, because first of all, he's calling her a Karen, which we were talking about a little bit earlier. That's a racial slur, in my opinion, because you don't call a black person Karen. You don't call a Mexican person Karen.
Nope.
It's exclusive for a white
For a
person.
white woman. For a white woman.
For a white woman that's being a little bit irrational, I guess you would say. But you're going to just call them an irrational white person. But no, we call them Karens. I think that's sort of a racist connotation.
I feel like both of these people are being idiots. Like, when we were talking about before the show, it's like, man, like, have thick skin. Like, you don't know. Again, and she even said it. You're like, you don't even know me.
And
I'm married to a black man.
We don't know
You
that.
right? Like, I mean, but like, again, let's. Right, if we're gonna take his word, let's take her word also, right?
Sure.
Believe all women. She's a woman. Let's go with that, right? So she's saying, I'm married to a black man. Let's believe that she takes black dick. You think that she's gonna be doing that to you? Come on, man. Like, be smart in that. And maybe you're being an asshole. Like, this guy sounds like a gay young dude who's black. I'm pretty sure you're on your phone while you were driving, and you probably
for Postmates,
and
so he
right,
probably
and
was
you're
looking at the
probably
order.
doing something stupid where she was like, "What the fuck you," and you probably deserved that. But now you're like, oh, well, she's white, I'm black, I'm about to get social media likes.
Yeah,
because that's what we are now. Look at how we have utilized social media to attack people, to dox people. For him to automatically say, "Hey guys, there's a license plate."
Yeah, and this
that is not safe.
Keep playing this video here. We're not gonna watch the whole thing, but
I'm trying to let you talk.
No, you're not.
Do you know?
Put your phone down.
Yeah. Look, she's terrified
of a phone.
You cannot sit. She literally flipped me off. She cut me off. I have it on camera.
You don't have it on camera.
You don't have it on
She
camera. You
flipped me
damn
off 3 blocks away, and then she slammed on her brakes. I have it on my Instagram. And then I got on my car. And I was like, "Ma'am, why are you following me?" Why?
And at which point did she
literally
call you an
followed
N-word?
me. So then I followed her back home, and I said, "Ma'am, why are you
It's
being
none of your
harassing
business.
me?"
Leave, dude. Fuck that guy.
Ma'am, listen about what?
What's it?
He wants to call me a Karen and put it online.
Can I speak to you?
He covers up his phone.
Ma'am, if you didn't do anything wrong, why can't you just have a conversation?
Put your phone down.
Then why did you flick a black man off, and then when I tried to speak to you...
Flick a
So when
black
I
man
got
off.
out of my car and tried to speak to you, did
Didn't
you not
you say she
drive
called you an
did you
N-word?
not back up and not speak to me?
Now you can't flip a black person off?
Exactly. It's so...
Yeah, because
Wow.
they're immune these days.
Wow.
You know what, ma'am? So you're so afraid of a camera, but you're flicking black people off.
Flicking
So
black
why are
people
you
off.
driving aggressively flicking people off? So why are we here?
She was even wearing a mask
are we
inside
here?
her car, by the way, and gloves.
So I spend my day...
The left eats the left.
She literally... I'm gonna go home,
Watch
but she
him talk about
literally...
the N-word again.
I'm not even doing anything to her.
I'm not even doing anything.
You're doing a lot, bro. The fact that he's again, he still sees himself as a victim. Well, she did this to me. She deserves all what's going on.
Yeah. You saw it. I'm gonna walk away.
Now he's trying to look like the moral superior.
I'm gonna walk away.
Shut the fuck. I saw her do it.
But this is not fair for me because now she's playing the victim when she victimized me. She victimized me.
You're not going to get anything out of this. We just have to walk away.
I know. What's your name, sir?
She victimized
I'm
me.
Carlos.
She gave me the
Just
middle
gotta let you know what
finger.
happened. She was driving aggressively. She flipped me off.
When he was down, I was down there. I saw the
You
whole
saw
thing.
you saw it.
She whipped around and then followed him back here. She started the whole thing.
Wow.
So
That's
I'm
why
gonna
people
be
virtue
explaining,
signaling.
I just wanted to be known that she started this, and then now she's afraid that I came back around.
She's beyond control at this point. We just
So
have to
I'm gonna
leave.
just walk away. But
Yeah.
thank you. You said your name was Tony.
Tony, yeah.
I'm Carlos, but this is not acceptable.
Look, the video is already long enough, and I don't want to hold you all long. The doors of the church
I guess
are
that's
open,
him.
But this is
No.
dangerous. Karens
Blasian.
need
So he's
to
Asian
stop
and black.
doing this kind of thing. They need to stop getting hysterical in the middle of the road. They need to stop doing
Who
things
got
that
his?
would
Okay,
prompt people
forget this guy. Take him down.
to
Who
give
got
that-
hysterical here? You followed someone who flipped you off on the road. You are George Costanza. You are the loser who did it. Dude, I flip people off all the time on the road because people are fucking idiots. You know, the only time I call someone an actual bitch or a motherfucker is when I'm on the road. And you know what? That's just what you do. You're just like, fuck off. And if they do want to give me shit, I carry a knife with me at all times.
All times,
Come at
baby.
me, bro. You don't want any part of this.
Where's my knife? What's up, bro?
What's up?
Knife club, son. You want to come here to the studio, son?
Here's the
Bring
thing.
it. I'm all full of revolver, Topo Chico, and a little bit of whiskey, son.
The thing is, like, if I flipped you off, it's not because you are a different race. It's because you fucked up as a driver.
You're a shitty driver.
I'll
Admit
honk
that.
at you at a light because you are looking at your phone instead of looking up at the light.
Yep.
You know, do you think you're so infallible? And matter of fact, he doesn't mention the N-word for the rest of the fucking time.
Ever again.
He mentioned it that one time, but never mentioned it again. If that was really the motivation, I'd probably be more on your side. Oh, this racist bitch called me an N-word, and I followed her so that I can confront her.
And let's be honest about what just happened. This is what happens in social media every day.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
You're in your car, protected by your own thing, thinking, oh, nobody's going to say shit. And in social media, we comment, we say things we don't mean, we overreact, we post things because we want to get that out there. We do the same thing that if this woman really did flip him off, thinking, oh, well, fuck that guy, like, I don't care. That's what we do in social media all the time. So you know what? Like, miss me with that shit. Like, if you want to be a man, you want to stand up like this all the time, whoever this guy was who recorded that, let's go, bro, me and you. Let's talk about, like, that call. Let's talk about this, because if it really is this kind of racism going on, you experience this all the time, which I doubt it, then let's talk about it. But if not, you're only doing this because you want the likes, you want the follows.
You get as much racism as Tiger Woods gets
For
racism.
real.
Fuck off, you
I know.
Blasian
You're
motherfucker.
Yeah, dude, this is so annoying. It's so annoying because there's actual racism that goes out there, and this is the shit that they're talking about.
Yeah.
This bitch shit that's going on. There's really
she's
people
acting
out
like
there.
The victim. She's acting like the victim when I'm the victim.
Him, the stupid NASCAR guy with the news. All these people. Are you kid Jesse Smollett? Are you killing me? There's really people out there dying because of racist acting. This is what the media is reporting.
We got nothing
Come on.
else because we live in this idiot fucking world. Well, okay, with about 3 minutes left, I want to get to this really quick. We don't have much time to talk about it, but is Black Lives Matter cancel culture finally coming for Planned Parenthood, the nation's largest abortion business, founded by the racist Margaret Sanger and leading killer of black babies? Well, it appears that way, at least for their largest affiliate, Planned Parenthood of Greater New York, PPGNY. The woke mob is trying to take down the PPGNY CEO Laura McQuaid, whom they accuse of having Trumpian leader style, in a story that's only been covered by a handful of online outlets. An open letter to the PPGNY board of directors signed by 300 current and former staff members June 18th alleges abusive behavior and financial mismanagement, racism, and weaponizing of the work, diversity, equality, and inclusion against staff, and decimation of institutional knowledge due to unprecedented rates of staff turnover. Let's just go. Planned Parenthood was founded by a racist white woman. This is what the letter says.
Yep.
That is part of history and cannot be changed. Yeah, that's what we've been saying forever.
Oh,
While
really?
Efforts have been made to undo some of the harm from this institutional racism. Many of these issues have worsened under McQuaid's tenure. After years of complaints from staffs about issues of systemic racism, pay inequity, and lack of upward mobility for black staff, highly paid consultants were brought in to 3 separate times to assess the situation. Each time the employees of color were brutally honest about their experiences, but nothing changed. It's not possible to do justice in the scope and gravity of this issue here.
Wait, who is this Planned Parenthood who wrote that?
No, this is the Black Lives Matter who's writing this.
Oh, wow.
In a separate letter written by both current and former POC, Black, Indigenous, People of Color employees, to PPGNY, quote, to expand the issues of racism and anti-blackness in our workplace. Who is anti-black?
Too many fucking letters, man. That's when you know. Remember Al Bundy?
Yeah.
What was his?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am. Come on, keep it simple. No, ma'am is dope.
Anyways, we don't have much time to read the rest of this, but basically they're after Planned Parenthood, which they should be.
They should. That should have been the first person they went after.
Well, you know, they eat
the
themselves.
They
eat themselves.
The leading cause within colored people's death is Planned Parenthood.
Well, if you want to consider those lives lives, which a lot of people are ignorant.
You decide for yourself.
Yeah, you decide for yourself. Anyways, thank you guys for watching another episode of Emergency Exit Podcast. If you guys like our content, we're on iTunes. We're also on Spotify. Tell your friends. Tell your buddy at the gas station because he may like us, even if you don't. What
Just
else
because
is
you
there
don't
left
like
to
us
say?
doesn't mean other people won't. So tell everybody about us.
We'll be back next week with an all new episode.
Mm-hmm.
So, for Brandon the Hardhead Mitchell, for Father David, the Holy Hispanic, I'm Los saying that's right. And we'll see you guys next week. Thank you guys very, very much.